Good afternoon. This is a presentation of the Capital Region Transportation Council's 2026 version of our Title VI analysis. Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 says that no person in the United States shall, on the ground of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. In 2011, the Federal Transit Administration released a circular with detailed guidance on how to comply with Title VI, including guidance for metropolitan planning organizations. This analysis that we published largely follows that guidance. Um, and the presentation today summarizes the draft Title VI analysis, which has these sections, and so the slides following will follow this framework. Uh, the guidance that I mentioned stipulates that we should report on the racial and Hispanic or Latino rates of the membership of our committees. Um, a few months ago, we sent a query to the contact lists of each of our committees, and so that enabled us to report the results just for the people who responded to that survey. So that's the table on this slide. For transportation patterns, we have pretty good data on people's commute trips to work. So that's the data that we use. We can use this to compare modes by each type of demographic category that we list on the left here. Title VI focuses on race and ethnicity. That data is shown in the table on the slide. And we can see there that the greatest differences are in the drive alone and in the transit categories between people who are white alone and people who are Black or African American alone. This analysis of the Transportation Improvement Plan, the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, a few different Unified Planning Work Programs, which are the staff work tasks, public participation, and transit are based off of the map that was previously approved by the Transportation Council, and that is shown on this slide. It shows census tracts where the subject population is greater than the regional rate. In order to analyze the impacts of projects on Title VI populations, we have categorized them in a way that is responsive to the transportation patterns that I already reviewed. The terms we use are positive for projects focused on transit, bicycling, and walking, and neutral for projects that maintain existing infrastructure that is primarily used by automobiles or by freight. Potentially negative is the term we've used for new construction or construction that adds capacity. Once we've categorized all of the projects, then we can review their distribution between Title VI areas and other areas, census tracts that are not Title VI areas. The two columns here with total in the name are the total number of projects and total dollars here for all projects. The other columns only show projects that have a specific location where the location that we know of when the funding is assigned. Those are the ones labeled non-regional at the top. And we can see that over half of the positive category projects are in Title VI areas, as well as 70% of the funding of those projects. And just over 1/3 of the neutral category projects are in Title VI areas. In terms of funding, over 80% of those projects' funding are in Title VI areas. In this slide, it shows a graphical representation of the projects that have a specific and known location, those non-regional ones, along with the census tracts that were considered Title VI areas for this analysis. This shows the positive tip projects and the neutral ones. There was only 2 of the potentially negative projects. Um, This slide shows the breakdown of the staff's work tasks, that's the UPWP Unified Planning Work Program, by the same categories. Um, in this, the work tasks are mostly regional in nature, so most of them are not captured here. But for the ones that do have a specific location, we can see that much of the work is in Title VI areas with slightly less of it as a percentage in the positive category projects. Um, for public participation, the analysis includes a broad discussion of each of the topics um, and how we address Title VI. So we do that primarily by conducting a demographic scan of whatever study areas that we're working on to develop public participation plans for those studies, and then by publishing our non-discrimination policy as well. For transit, the bus system, we discussed CDTA's transit analysis. They last adopted one in 2025 following their service area expansion. So that covers 2025 to 2028. The recommendations that we have in the Title VI analysis are to evaluate and propose ways for boards and committees to better reflect regional demographics, and then to continue to update the Title VI analysis over time. And finally, the new demographics. So there is new Census Bureau American Community Survey data out. So we are able to use that to consider the demographic categories listed here. For Title VI, which is represented in the map on the slide, we base it on the rate of residents who are either Hispanic or Latino and or any race or combination of races other than white only. So that's the minority population. And as a regional rate, it's 25.3 showing in the new data. And so what's shown is census tracts where that is over 25.3%. And that concludes the presentation of the Title VI analysis. Thank you very much.